Hello my besties, how are you? Look at this. This is just a piece of the branch that fell down on my backyard. We had the Hurricane Isaias here and oh my gosh, so much damage. I hope everyone is safe, and I'm picking up the branches and thinking, of course, what I could use in my DIY. So today I'm bringing to you the pumpkin wreath. You know, I made two last year and they've been very popular. And I already had requests from my besties to bring one more. So we're gonna go glamorous with this one. Let's see what we could come up with. Are you ready? Let's get started. And make sure if you like it, please hit like and subscribe to my channel because I keep bringing you so many creative ideas on the budget. I think it's worth subscribing and becoming our bestie. I also have this adorable puppy here. She's the real star of the channel. Yes, Coco, say hi. She's taking her nap here. Just came back from a walk. All right, guys, let's get started. So you're gonna need a Dollar Tree pumpkin wreath form. My mom was able to find it for me this year. My store didn't have them yet. I know they're available online. Here's the code. In addition, you're gonna need a piece of tree branch, and I had a lot to choose from. Look at this big branch that fell outside in my yard. This is where it broke off. So yeah, huge. I'm just so glad that none of my kids were out there. So my husband helped me chop it off. I removed all the leaves, and then I'm gonna use the gold spray paint to paint it. If you don't have one, I highly recommend getting it. We had used it on this channel numerous times to transform regular Dollar Tree items into beautiful high-end looking projects like this 3D golden butterfly wreath or metal looking basket wreath. So definitely $4 well spent. In addition, we're gonna need fabric to cover up our pumpkin. And I recommend digging in your closet for something that's velvety or velour. I'm gonna be upcycling my sweatpants that I don't wear, for example. As you recall, last year I had used my sweater, which by the way, one of the besties won that wreath. Also, I used the baby blanket from a Dollar Tree that was so inexpensive. But for this one, I wanna use rich fabric. So I think like velour or velvet would be perfect. In addition, we're gonna need color contrasting ribbons. Dollar Tree this year has a great collection. For example, also Hobby Lobby, I love this Harlequin ribbon. We need some gold to make it rich and also some glitter. Even though it's on the budget, we still want to create a very glamorous and designer looking pumpkin. So we're gonna need some jewels and gems from Dollar Tree and some glitter leaves and whatever fancy you can find, okay? And of course, we're gonna need some flowers. Like these daisies at a Dollar Tree, they kind of look like velvety petals. Of course, my favorite pomegranates, eucalyptus, any leaves, whatever you like. All right, Coco is ready. She got her golden bow on. Let's get busy. First, spray your branch and leave it out to dry. It's gonna be our pumpkin stem. Next, we're gonna cover our pumpkin, and it's very easy with the pans because you just cut off one leg. And then you just feed your form through it. It's simple as that. My pants are size medium. It's kind of a tight fit. A large might be better, but it worked. If you happen to be covering your pumpkin with just a square of fabric, for instructions, you want to look up the blanket pumpkin video. Or if you're perhaps using one of your tops, then you want to look up the sweater pumpkin video for detailed instructions how to cover it up. Please note I'm using my small scissors to cut open a seam and let the stem out. Now fabric stretches beautifully over the form and I have to just close both ends. I'm going to be working in small sections using hot glue and stretching the fabric over the form. All right, so this side is done, and now we're just gonna close up the back. So we're just gonna fold under that edge and glue along the side of the pumpkin. So that's done, and now we're gonna do exact same thing on the other side, except that we have a little bit much fabric here, so we have to cut some off. And just like that, we have a beautifully covered pumpkin. Look how easy that was. I think out of all the methods, this must be the easiest and fastest. Look for those pens, ladies. And now our stem is dry, we can go ahead attach it. You notice it's a really big one. Well, I'm inspired by the beautiful Glitterville pumpkins. They designer pumpkins, $130 per one. I cannot spend that much, but I'm going for that look. So I'm simply inserting the stem in the opening I had right there on the top of the existing stem. You don't want to put it behind because then your pumpkin won't lay flat on the wall. You want to do it on top and then just tie it down with the wire. I actually used 2 pieces of wire and then reinforced it with some hot glue. Once that dries, you thread another wire under the wire stem that's there and make a hook for hanging your pumpkin. And just like that, I got my Glitterville inspired designer looking pumpkin for a whopping $1. Actually, not even because I didn't have to pay my mom for the form. So, yeah, free. Please let me know if any of you are Glitterville fans. They have beautiful handmade items. I will continue decorating my pumpkin, and the next inspiration comes from a great designer, Mark Roberts. You've probably seen his elves and fairies and just gorgeous pumpkins this season. Have you seen these? I mean, these are just amazing. Love the velvet and the contrast of black and white. I would love to use the Mackenzie Childs designer ribbon, but $68 a roll is a bit much. You had seen me create Mackenzie Childs inspired projects before, right? I used a Hobby Lobby Harlequin ribbon. I think we did it justice. And even Dollar Tree this year has orange and black Harlequin ribbon, which is amazing. I'm gonna go with the black and white from Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna cut it to size. And then I'm gonna go with this beautiful gold ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm gonna repeat the pattern. Of course, you can go with more colors if you like. Next, I am going to glue these down in between the pumpkin ribs, and again working in small sections. Next, I am going to highlight all the edges with these jeweled strips from the Dollar Tree. I think these are amazing and they actually stick very well. I didn't have to reinforce them with hot glue, but if you like, you can of course do that. For the longer ribs, you're actually gonna need 1.5, and you're gonna use 2 full packs. When I'm done with my pumpkin, I'm gonna finish off the back. I'm gonna do a better job of gluing all the ribbons underneath and probably cover the back with one more layer of velvet just to have a beautiful look. But for now, I just wanna do this for you as quickly as possible. And here is my Mark Roberts inspired pumpkin. What do you think? Do you like it? I love it. It looks so rich. It gives me at least a little bit of taste of Mark Roberts for the fraction of the cost, of course. And that long stem reminds me of Glitterville and gives me the best of both worlds. I absolutely love it. And as usual, I would love to hear from you. What do you think? Did I do it justice? You can be honest with me. I think the pumpkin is rich and it doesn't need anything else, but I still gonna go for it and create a swag. It's gonna be removable and I can decorate my pumpkin or my lantern. You like to see how to do that? It's very easy. First, I'm gonna make a bow and I'm measuring only about 8 inches of tail. I don't want a long tail because I don't want to cover up the pumpkin too much. And next, I'm measuring about 10 inches folded in half. That's a 5-inch loop. I'm pinching in the middle and cutting it off. A simple single bow, just like that. I'm gonna tie it together with a floral wire and make 2 more bows on top of it. The second bow I'm gonna make exact same way, only make the measurements about 1/2 inch smaller. So the tail was 8, this tail is only 7.5, and now 9 inches folded in half. That's about 4.5-inch loop. Let's tie this bow on top of the first one. And now the next one, exact same way, just a tiny bit smaller. And just tie it all together now, easy peasy. Now just fluff up the loops and position them as you like. You can keep them on top of each other. You can spread them out any way you like. It's up to you. And now just to finish off those ends, well, the golden ribbon is very different. Actually needs to be glued down a little bit so it doesn't unravel. But the rest of the ribbon, you can just cut fishtails. And here's the look at this pretty simple bow. Actually, it's pretty and simple. Oh my gosh, I think we have a name for the new bow. Pretty simple. And now a very simple swag that could be attached to a pumpkin or a lantern, any wreath, whatever you like. You had seen me done this before. I just separate my bushels in half. I have here this hab bush from Dollar Tree as well as some eucalyptus. I stack them on top of each other. I separate them out a little bit, but pretty much in half. I also have some of these drooping cattails from an old project. And yeah, it creates a nice layer. If you like, you can add more. Next step that I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna zip tie it all together. You can also use your floral wire. And that's gonna be a base for my swag. Next, get rid of these stems. I mean, save them up for later. We can use them, right? Like for things like a bicycle, for example. Next, fluff up your stems and attach the bow in the middle. This is very simple, and I think most of you had seen me do this already last year. I did the lantern swag from Family Dollar. And by the way, Family Dollar has those $5 lanterns again. So if you don't have one, that's the time to get it now. They're a great value with the candle inside already. I actually wish I had it for this swag because it's so pretty and rich. Those colors would look better than my farmhouse lantern that I have right now from Kirkland's. So here's my swag. It's beautiful, but it's different, smaller bow and just a different style. I'm gonna first put it on my lantern to show you, and since it's very rustic, I have just a Dollar Tree candle. I'm gonna wrap it in this golden tulle from Dollar Tree. It's gonna make it look so much richer. You see, it doesn't look like Dollar Tree candle anymore, right? I love that golden tulle. And now I'm just gonna decorate my lantern real quick just to show you. And let's tie that swag to the top. Just fluff up those stems and the bow. And I like to attach my bigger flowers once I have the swag attached already. So I know where the key places are to insert my flowers. Like one at the bottom here and maybe one at the top or in the center. You know, whatever you like, just to show you. And final cherry on the top, I'm just gonna clip on that golden leaf from a Dollar Tree. I think it's so perfect there. And how easy was that to make, guys? So easy. And of course, you can make it as simple or as full as you like. I like to see my lantern underneath the swag. And by the way, did you see the golden apple at the Dollar Tree? I just had to bring it out because it's all about gold today. And look how beautifully that swag coordinates with my pumpkin. Oh, I love it. Doesn't it look so expensive, guys? You see, you don't have to spend a fortune to get beautiful things. I tell you all the time. I have to go back to the Family Dollar and get my $5 golden lantern for this swag. All right, let's put that swag on our wreath. I'm actually gonna position it to the right because I don't want it to cover the whole middle. Fluff up everything and bend whichever direction you prefer. Since I didn't position my swag exactly top to bottom like it was on the lantern, I'm doing it sideways. I have to do some more fluffing, but normally it wouldn't be so difficult to transfer a swag. It would be just take it off and put it back on. But I'm very particular here to arrange everything a nice way so my pumpkin would be still visible underneath because it's such a pretty pumpkin. And I also want to attach a couple more pieces here and there, like this droopy cattails. I thought I needed some at the top, and I'm gonna attach a few more flowers here and there. You know, personal preference, of course. Always try it on first, and if you like it, then glue it down. And again, I'm being careful to glue everything to the bow and to the swag and not onto the pumpkin. Oh, and I cannot forget about my mini pomegranates. All right, Kathy, it's enough, right? At some point, I just need somebody to tell me just stop. Well, I do need a cherry on the top, and I have my mom's old brooch. I think I'm just gonna attach it in the center there for the big blink. What do you think? I love it. All right, my besties, so this is my designer-inspired pumpkin. I hope you had enjoyed this video. You like it as much as I do. And if you do, please make sure you hit like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video. And thank you so much for watching. It's been so much fun hanging out with you. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.